You know, ain't nobody trying to cook tonight. So in that case, I'm gonna eat a chicken sandwich. 'Cause, you know, and like of course you already know where the chicken sandwich is from, and you probably know even more because I just realized that like Chick-fil-A's parking drive-through situation is probably like the dumbest I've ever seen ever. No offense, like I'm gonna still eat it, but is the food that like worth it? All that's like that struggle to get out, and then like also like having to do that weird like two whatever for the mobile drive-through and then like the regular drive-through, and then you have to do like this awkward meetup like, hey, can I go through? Oh, you're gonna go through? Okay, go through. Like girl, ain't nobody trying to do that all the time. Like, and then like also like the parking lot is so small, and on top of that you're not open on Sundays. And also, are you like against like what is the thing about the against LGBTQ? Like, is that tea? Is that really tea, or is that just like been said because it's, you know, Sunday stuff? But like I'm hungry, so I'm gonna still eat it. But it's just fucking annoying as hell, like dumb as hell. People are annoying. People like drive crazy. Like they don't know like relax. Like you're gonna get your food. You don't have to like speed down like a parking lot. I don't know people. Oh, you know what? Let me not even start. But yeah, other than that, like this is gonna be an amazing meal. So I need my supplement before I eat to help me digest all this fat that I'm about to like consume. Yeah, let me take my ring off. Take off anything that is like bothering me because I'm gonna enjoy it, okay? After having to deal with that nightmare of a parking lot, at the very least, the lemonade can be great, which is it is. You know, it's very tangy and like sweet. Ooh. Okay. So what I typically get is I get a grilled chicken sandwich with bacon and pickles and lettuce, and then I swap the bread for a gluten-free bun, and I open it up, and of course I got my fries, you know. So I love to get the honey roasted barbecue, and oh, by the way, I'm like in what's the word, like a rest area just to eat this. Like the lighting is kind of like but like, you know, it's gonna do. It's gonna have to do for tonight. So yeah, I put all that on there. I get my chicken and all this mess. That's the only thing about this gluten-free version is that you have to like assemble it yourself, and then you close it up, and then I put this to the side for a minute. And then I open up all my sauces. So my other sauces, I really only like 3. The Chick-fil-A, the Polynesian one, and then the regular honey mustard. So, and I have my little lap table to finish and eat this. Okay, I can't go back anymore. Okay. So, let's open them up. And for me, like even for my burgers, I like to dip like every single type of sandwich. And this one I dip my sandwich in all 3. I'm excited because I haven't had Chipotle. Oh my god, did I open 2 at the same? Okay, that's fine. Chick-fil-A in like a couple months. Let's start with the Chick-fil-A sauce. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay, salty. Mm. Mm-hmm. Let me drip a little. Woo! Mm. Let me go in with the honey mustard. Saw that. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't tell if the lemonade is like too sweet or is it's just really sour. You know what I'm saying? And well, fries are just fun to eat too. You know, you're getting like rip them apart. You feel the texture in your mouth, like the grooves. Like I fuck with that. You know what fry I do not fuck with? Even though like the wings are fine, like they're okay, like Wingstop fries, like I get the vision, like I enjoy like the sugar seasoning, like their special seasoning, but the fries, like I haven't been there maybe in like 2 years, maybe they have changed, but there's no reason a fry should be that soggy, that limp. Like come on, if the chicken wings are crispy and then the fries are not, like there's some type of, it's probably on purpose, you know. And if it's on purpose, like why, you know, like unless you'll be frying the fries way before and just letting them sit and sog. No, but I'm gonna list down the best fries I've ever had. Okay, it's usually a Colombian restaurant. It's either like a very like an amazing burger joint. McDonald's, it's like not the best fry, but it has like that. It has like all the details that will, you know, make you think that okay, this fry is okay. Like I'll eat it multiple times. But like, you know, and then Chick-fil-A, like I'll give it like, you know, I'll probably put it in number 5. And then number 4, can't think of anymore, but so top 4. Because remember the thing, my view is that if a restaurant knows how to make a great fry, then it's inevitable that the other food they have on the menu is going to be good. You know, like how you, like if you can make a good fry, like that just tells you a lot about your menu, your chefs, and like the intention and how much you value integrity in your business, you know? Because like this is another thing, like as a restaurant, the first thing you should really be focusing and investing in is trying, at least to the best of your ability, to make the food that you have and that are basics the best that they can be, you know? I don't think you should be focusing on the image, the furniture, making it look as cute. You know, that obviously adds the experience of going out to eat, and it does add like another level, you know? But like, you gotta get the food down. Your chefs have to be like, you know, it's like when you come into work, you clock in, it's go time, babes. Don't be fucking up the fries. And I'm coming from someone that not have no experience in the restaurant experience, but it's like I feel like that's like a typical thing, you know. Like I feel like the best food I've ever had were in restaurants that maybe, you know, I wouldn't say like Instagram worthy, but it's more just like, you know, just your typical restaurant, but like, you know, the person back there is really putting their whole heart into the food, you know? And like I've been in places where like the restaurant has like, you know, it's like drop dead gorgeous, it's beautiful, they have all the details and it's perfect, but the food was like mid, you know? It's like kind of like false advertisement, you know? But, you know, in that case, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, you know? Oh my god. Why is someone sits parking right next to me? Come on. There's a whole parking lot. Today I'm like feeling like a little, I don't understand. Thank you, sir. Move. I don't know why I'm feeling a little today. I'm trying to pipe down. I know you're not parking right next to me. I'm scared because this car just like moved 2 times to both sides. I gotta move. Oh my gosh. Can we like please not, like, I want to just eat and want no one next to me so I can just talk. Like, oh my god. Okay, I think they're leaving. Thank gosh. It's like, it's like when like I think something's wrong with this guy because he keeps going back and forth, back and forth. I'm gonna move, I think. When I feel like, maybe this wasn't the best place to come, but it's fine. I'm gonna still eat my chicken sandwich because ain't nobody got time to be maneuvering for these people in this big ass parking. But anywho, now that the theme is I don't understand. Anyways, I'm gonna just finish this and then move because it's wild. All right. Let me just take a deep breath. All right. I was not going to be made to feel uncomfortable in my own space. Can you believe that, babes? Come on. In my own life experience, I'm gonna let go or allow myself to remain in situations that do not feel good, And for today's Off the Dome session, in the theme of that situation, it is learning to let go of mindsets and beliefs that do not allow you to truly live your best life. And I guess like that annoying little situation is a perfect segue going into today's Off the Dome session. I could have kept myself in that situation feeling uncomfortable and just to not upset that person or make them feel like they did something wrong. But it's not really about them, it's more about me, my experience. I like to not really be around many people who, when I'm, I just want to be in my own space and it feels the best for me in a situation. So I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to, well, basically, okay. So today's Monday and this upcoming Thursday, I will be going to my first ever dance class. And this is pretty big for me because starting from perhaps 8th grade, I started developing this fear of dancing, like truly like starting to fear being witnessed dancing and allowing myself to be perceived in the moment where I just let loose, specifically in dancing, And dancing has always been a big part of my life, but has only for the last decade, it has only been something that I allowed myself to enjoy behind closed doors and with nobody seeing me or witnessing, me in that state that I, in a way, embody during dancing. And, I feel like if I was probably younger, I'd probably be extremely nervous thinking about the fact that I'm going to try out this new thing. And, when I was younger, I feel like I was just very, very anxious. I was mostly socially anxious and really just had this fear of being judged, and of course like that stems from a lot of childhood stuff. But now that I'm like much older and I really have been taking the steps to like really let go of things that inhibit me, I in a way am like more excited now because I know like this has been something that I've always wanted to do, but it's always been something that I kept at the back of my mind, And for me, I'm starting to understand, like, I feel like at the core of this fear is that I feel not loved in a way, I feel like, I keep saying I feel, but I do feel it in my, at one point in my bones. Like I struggled so much at one point when I was in high school and a little bit towards the beginning of college is like really allowing myself to embrace and express my femininity. You know, I feel like growing up, that was something that was just a consistent comment of people like mentioning my mannerisms, the way I talk, and then like to the point where like when I would allow people to see me dance, or I would dance and people happen to be there and see me, like it would be a comment of like mockery, and in that way it kind of really just put a big hamper on that, like damper on like my ability just to feel comfortable in my skin to like express myself, because I don't know, I just feel like I got to a point where like I am so fucking tired of inhibiting myself and also depriving myself of a life experience that actually makes me feel excited and makes me feel good, makes me feel powerful, and like dancing is like that one thing that really does allow me to really embody this confidence that like I feel like is at the core of who I am, and when I dance, like in a way I even feel like a bit like a little bit insecure, or maybe like worried that people will find this out about me, that I actually love to dance and it's something that's a big part of my life or a big part of who I am, because in a way I feel like I grew up thinking that I should be ashamed of how I dance and how I express myself, because the little comments you hear, especially as someone that grew up like maybe I wasn't completely out until like maybe when I was like 18, but like it's like I think it just goes back to like me feeling it's just like it's the shame, it's really at the core the shame that I feel about people witnessing me in my truest form. And also like part of me feels like a bit in a way undeserving of like allowing myself to enjoy these things, or unworthy, because like I feel like I am older now. I also, it's like this warped belief that you think about yourself, like if I have the looks, if I have the capability to like pick up the choreography and really look like all these amazing people that you see online, but it's like it really does not really boil down if I could satisfy all those whatever assumed qualifications that I need to have before doing these things. It's really for my enjoyment. It's really for my ability to feel free and expansive, and like I feel like I've been on this journey of really just healing what does not serve me. Like that's like the overcompassing theme for the last, I would say, 2 years of my life, 3 years now. But like this year when I turned 25, like it really did a big switch on me. Like I am no longer going to allow myself be the reason I live a life where I am puny, or like where I continue to shrink myself for beliefs that were never really mine, beliefs that I never really wanted to develop, and I feel like it's like way past fear, it's way past fear, way past giving a fuck of what people think about me. If people think I'm cringy, people think I'm embarrassing, people think I shouldn't dance the way I dance, it's like it's way past that at this point. It's like I'm really at this point moving forward, like I'm really gonna give myself much more respect in honoring what I feel called to do and what I feel pulled to do, and also like allowing my inner child to really express what he learned was not okay, because what he felt was not okay. It was never something he should have felt that wasn't okay, every single child should express themselves as they are naturally, because when you're children, you don't come into this world wanting to create havoc. You don't want to here to harm people, but you're just here to express yourself naturally and who you are. But of course, sometimes you are probably born into families or you're around people or peers that just are in a way themselves conditioned with these beliefs and these point of views that boys should only act like this and girls should only act like this, boys should only enjoy this and girls should only enjoy this, and whatever, and it's just like that just is such a limiting fucking way to live, and I feel bad. I'm getting to a point where I actually feel bad for my inner child, you know, like, because I look at him and I observe him not as a part of me, but just separately, and I'm like, no, that child does not deserve to inhibit himself so much, especially at a young age, because someone is uncomfortable, you know? Like, we are not here to just satisfy the preferences of other people, because after, you know, just like you, like, a lot of people just project, you know, a lot of people just themselves do not allow themselves to enjoy who they are to the fullest capacity. And, you know, if you kind of understand it, you know, if you get it, you get it, you know. But it's like I'm like, it's like, for me now, I'm to the point, like, it's enough for me to, you know, it's like, it's past like just being able to intellectualize and being able to like talk about it, but actually like putting it to practice and embodying what the fuck I have learned, and giving myself the respect, the love, and the freedom just to explore what calls to me, you know? Like, and like, this is a big step for me, you know? Like, to some people this might just not, you know, it might not be as like big of a thing, you know? It's like, okay, you're just taking a dance class. No, but no, this is like really me stepping into like this new identity, and I'm excited, you know? Like, I don't want to put so much expectations on it, you know, because I feel like expectations can also be in a way limiting, because you set yourself up for disappointment. But like, I'm stepping into like this opportunity as something that I can further expand myself and also learn more about myself and really embody like who I know who I am at my core, you know? Like, nothing really fucking matters, you know? Like, nothing really matters. And for me to believe these negative core beliefs that at the end of the day are very much nonsense, you know, it really prevents me from living my life, you know? And I don't want to ever get to an age where I am, you know, at the end of my life experience and look back and not do what I wanted to do, you know? No matter what that means, in the sense of like that, you know? It's like, I feel like we are here to actually experience and enjoy ourselves and really expand and step into more of who we are, you know? And, you know, I feel like no one should feel ashamed of fucking wanting to feel good. Nobody should be ashamed of expressing themselves naturally. No one should feel ashamed for wanting to live a life that is really who they are, you know? And that might be cheesy to hear this for some, but it's the truth. Like, it really is the truth. Like, there's so many areas of one's life that one can inhibit themselves and just fucking follow a cookie cutter path, a cookie cutter way of being because of this fear. But in a way that helps me to reframe any type of negative feeling, or a way that I do not prefer to feel, is, you know, this, I recently learned this, is like, I feel this fear, say for this situation, I feel the fear, I am feeling this fear of dancing, say in public, because I choose to believe I need to. And like, when you think about it that way, you kind of like, wait, am I like, do I want to really choose? Do I really, is actually this my choice then to believe these things and to continue to stick with these things? You know, that puts it in perspective, because many times I feel, you know, the fears that we have, it's because in a way they might not be as evil as we think they are, you know. In a way, it's showing us what will be the portal for our soul to experience what it came to experience here, you know? And if anything, our fears are gifts, because they allow us to really, it's guidance in a way, because it shows us like where a genuine amount of excitement is, you know, and where are we, you know, what parts of us, or what, like, whatever these fears are associated with, it shows us the way to experience more of who we truly are. But basically, yeah, like, that's just like what I've been thinking about. Like, I think we sometimes keep ourselves so small because, one, we haven't come to feel what it is to be as big as we can be, And also because we feel we need to gain the permission or be given the permission by other people, you know, to live basically, you know. And that's not fair to us. That's not fair to any of us. We should not wait to be given the permission to live our life fully in ways that make us feel enriched, expansive, free, confident, powerful, you know, and that allow us to really tap into who we really are, you know. I feel like all of us have that one thing that really makes us embody that feeling of who we are. And for me, that is dance, you know. I might not have all that experience that professional dancers have, you know. Like I might have not grown up with going to dance class every week, but all I know is that I love dancing. I love to listen to music. I love the way music makes me feel. I love the way it makes me want to move my body. And I think that's, you know, I would say that's good enough, you know. I feel like sometimes we put these excuses of why we shouldn't do things, or why we are not capable of doing things because look how far this person is already is, or, you know, it's like, it's whatever. Like this life experience is not about doing things one way. Many people can find themselves in whatever desired destination by taking different types of paths, you know. And that's what I'm trying to tell myself. Like, this doesn't have to be like a me versus others situation. This is just this is an experience for me, you know, an experience for me. I feel like a fear of being seen equals a commitment to not allowing yourself to feel good in your skin, to feel good in who you are. You know, it's not really about other people judging you, but it's more about how much permission do you give yourself to really tap into what feels good, you know? What is the threshold that you do not allow yourself to surpass because of uncertainty? You know, like, because like I feel like sometimes we keep ourselves at a point because we are unsure of what will happen over here, you know? But I feel like it's enough for us to have this inner pull to go towards this direction, that the discovery and like the embodiment and actually the integration is like what the beautiful part is, you know? Basically, like, that is what I have been getting to like what I've been thinking about for the past year in a way. The human experience is meant to be experienced, and the quality of that experience is ultimately up to you, in body and mind and spirit, you know? It's like you have the control, you know? We feel like other people are taking away our power, but no. How much power are you going to continue to give to other people, you know? And it doesn't have to be this physical thing, but it's more mentally. Like, how much of yourself are you going to inhibit for the satisfaction of others? How small are you going to make yourself just so other people won't see you, you know? It shouldn't even be a point of, like, it shouldn't even be like a thing that we think about, like, what is this person gonna think? Or are they gonna think I'm ugly? Are they gonna think I'm stupid? Are they gonna think I'm dumb, untalented? Whatever the fuck. People, it really goes down to the basic of like, we cannot control what we cannot control. You know, we can't control what we can't control. We can't control other people's point of view. We can't control people's thoughts. We can only think positively, you know? We can only, you know, we can have positive expectation. And if people decide to not approach us and engage with us in ways that is preferable, it's none of our business, you know? As long as we're not harming anybody and we're not hurting people and we're not doing anything that will affect other people in a negative way, us taking any type of step to really embody and enrich our lives is our right to do so. But it really is up to you how much you allow yourself to practice that right, you know? Because it really comes down to the point, like, a lot of us just feel unworthy because of whatever. We feel unworthy that we're unworthy of experiencing this, enjoying this, unworthy of love, unworthy of excitement, unworthy of joy, unworthy of trying new things. But the truth is, you are worthy just because you exist. Just because you exist already just defines that you're worthy, you know, because if you weren't worthy, you would cease to exist, you know, like, so what's the point? You know, the universe does not keep you here for no reason. So there's a point, you have a purpose here. And even if that purpose is just to find ways to expand yourself and enjoy and experience this human experience that you have now, that's good enough. Even then, you don't have to define it. You're here, so fucking live it. You're here, and you have this amazing opportunity just to make your life as big, as expansive, as enjoyable as you can possibly can, you know. But it's really up to you. It's really taking that radical responsibility and being like, okay, whatever. I will like myself enough where the dislike of others does not make me a puppet. I will love myself enough to allow myself to enjoy whatever it is that is who I am, that makes me feel good. Not for any external achievement or accomplishment, but because it feels good. You know? Yes, I feel like it's normal as a human to like want to have experienced and received the praise, the encouragement, the support. But the reality is many people in our lives were not capable to do that because one, they haven't probably learned or have witnessed or themselves experienced that type of treatment, or and you know, related to that, it's like they don't know how to provide that because they themselves don't know what it is to experience that, you know, or for whatever reason, you know. It's like, but even then, it just goes back to like radical responsibility for your life and how you feel, taking the steps and reframing fear as guidance, and you know, seeing fear or discomfort or any type of feeling that is undesirable as direction forward to whatever that scares you. I think it's time to a point where we have to stop living in this limbo, living in this gray area, living in this fantasy of our potential, and never allowing ourselves to actually live that fantasy within reality. You know, what I would tell my inner child is that you never needed to be anyone else. You never needed to change who you were. You never needed to tone down who you were. You never needed to limit yourself to gender roles. You never needed to stop yourself or inhibit your ability to feel good, whatever that may mean. Because we have this lifetime experience to really fucking live it, and live it on our own terms, not for just other people. Because everyone should be worrying about themselves, no matter what label you have, as a mother, as a daughter, as a son, cousin, friend, employee, or whatever. Like, no, you're still a soul here having a human experience. So you have to freaking allow yourself to experience it, no matter what programming is. You have to be above the programming. You have to fucking step into your power in order to live an enriched life. Or at the very least, give yourself permission to do what calls to you, because what calls to you is, you can call it your intuition, you can call it your gut instinct, or this knowing, you know. It's like, it's for a reason. You have to listen to yourself. When these negative beliefs say stop, you say, girly, go. Okay? But yeah. Basically, that's off the dome, you know. I feel like that lemonade really put a little pep in my step. Let me take another sip. But yeah, I just love these off the dome sessions because it really just helps me like talk my shit, so I myself can really like hear my shit, you know, and really hear it from myself, you know. Sometimes you really need to give yourself a pep talk. But yeah, like I'm just really proud of myself, you know. I'm really proud of myself of the work that I've done for the past 4 years, and like there's many things I've gone through. Maybe eventually in the future, I would love to talk about like my journey with my mental health and how I've been able to get to where I'm at, you know, at least mentally, emotionally, because like it's something that I'm just very passionate about, of like, you know, of people keeping themselves in lives that feel small because they feel they have to outsource the permission to live a life that feels so good, so expansive, so free, because whatever condition we've been told that we have to wait for people to tell us that something is okay. No. Absolutely not. But anyways, I see a coach bus coming in here, so that's my cue to like put a little and make my way home now. So I will talk to you in our next Off the Dome session. Be sure to check all my other videos in this series. But thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.